The female reproductive system consists of, can you see this slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Consists of a pair of ovaries along with a pair of oviducts, uterus, cervix, vagina, and the external genitalia located in pelvis region. Now, with all these structures, a pair of mammary glands are also present, which are integrated structurally and functionally to support the process of ovulation. Ovulation is what? Release of ova from one ovary. Fertilization, that is union of ovum with sperm. Pregnancy, when the fertilized ovum get implanted into the uterine wall. The birth, that is parturition, and after birth child care, that is nourishing the child with milk. So mammary glands are helping in that. Ovaries are the primary female sex organs that produce the female gamete. Female gamete is called ovum, and several steroid hormones. So this is one mark question. Function of ovaries. So number one is to produce female gamete ovum, and number two is to secrete several steroid hormones to assist the process of reproduction. Now, first of all, we will see the structure of ovaries. Now, ovaries are located on each side of the lower abdomen. Ovaries are located on each side of the lower abdomen. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 centimeter in length. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 centimeter in length. Now, each ovary is connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by ligaments. Each ovary is connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by ligaments. Each ovary is covered by a thin epithelium, and inside this epithelium is ovarian stroma. And this ovarian stroma is divided into two zones. The outer peripheral cortex and inner medulla. So each ovary is covered by a layer of epithelium, which is a thin layer, and inside that thin layer there is a ovarian stroma, which is divided into two zones. Peripheral is cortex and inner is called medulla. Now we will see what are the female accessory ducts which are present in female reproductive system. These ducts are oviducts, pair of oviduct. These are also called fallopian tubes. Uterus, and vagina. Now, if we see the structure of fallopian tube, each fallopian tube is 10 to 12 centimeter long. It extends from the periphery of each ovary to the uterus. That means this fallopian tube is connecting ovary to the uterus. There are 3 parts of each fallopian tube. Now, this is a new concept for you because till 10th you have done that there is a tube which is called oviduct or fallopian tube. Now, in 12th, you are going to learn about the parts of each fallopian tube. Each fallopian tube can be divided into 3 parts. And these 3 parts are infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. The 3 parts of fallopian tube, oviduct, are infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. This infundibulum is the funnel-shaped part. The shape of this infundibulum is like a funnel, which is closer to the ovary. That means immediately after ovary, the part of the oviduct is called infundibulum. And this part possesses finger-like projections. These finger-like projections are to receive the ova. And these finger-like projections are called fimbriae. Now, this fimbriae help in the collection of the ovum after ovulation. Once the ova is released from the ovary, the fimbriae, the finger-like projections help to collect the ovum from the ovary. And then the ova goes into the infundibulum part. That is the fimbriae is also part of infundibulum. The second part, which is the central part after infundibulum, is the ampulla. Ampulla is the wider part after infundibulum. Then the last part is isthmus. So these are the 3 parts of oviduct or fallopian tube: infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. Infundibulum is the part which is closer to the ovary, and isthmus is the part which is closer to the uterus. It has a narrow lumen. This isthmus is having a narrow lumen, and it joins to the uterus. So fallopian tube, which is a duct which connects ovary to uterus, has 3 parts: infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. Infundibulum is the part which is closer to the ovary, and isthmus is the part which is closer to the uterus. And the middle part is ampulla, which is wider also. Now, the second duct is uterus. Uterus is single. It is not in a pair. There is only one uterus in human female body. This uterus is also called womb. And the shape of this uterus is like an inverted pear. Pear, you know, there's this is one fruit, pear, जिसको हम लोग बाबू गोशा बोलते हैं. तो शेप, हाँ, उसी की तरह होता है यूट्रस. शेप इज लाइक एन इन्वर्टेड पेयर. इन्वर्टेड पेयर की तरह उसका शेप होता है. दिस यूट्रस इज सपोर्टेड बाय लिगामेंट्स attached to the pelvic wall. This uterus is supported by ligaments attached to the pelvic wall. Now this uterus will open into vagina through a narrow cervix. That means first is uterus, then is cervix, and then is vagina. Through cervix, this uterus is opening into vagina. And the cavity of the cervix is called cervical canal. The cavity which is present in the cervix is called cervical canal. Now this cervical canal, along with vagina, they form the birth canal. They are also called birth canal because they are assisting in the delivery of the baby, birth of the baby. The baby comes out through this canal. That's why it is called birth canal. Now, the wall of the uterus. I hope you are understanding everything. If there is any doubt, please ask me. So this wall of the uterus has 3 layers of tissues. The outermost layer is called perimetrium. Outermost layer of uterus is called perimetrium, which is a thin external membranous layer. Perimetrium. The middle layer is called myometrium. This myometrium is a thick layer and this consists of smooth muscles. This consists of smooth muscles. Remember type of muscles which you have done in 11th standard. So smooth muscles are present in the middle thick layer of the uterus, which is called myometrium. Now this myometrium exhibits strong contraction during delivery of the baby. Another very important 1-mark question. Which layer of the uterus assists in delivery of the baby? Myometrium, by exhibiting strong contraction, because this is the layer which is consisting of smooth muscles which undergo strong contraction during delivery, that is parturition. The third and the innermost layer of the uterus is called endometrium. This endometrium layer is the innermost glandular layer, and this lines the uterine cavity. So uterus is consisting of 1 cavity and 3 layers. Innermost layer is endometrium, middle layer is myometrium, and the outermost layer is perimetrium. This endometrium undergoes cyclical changes during menstrual cycle. We are going to learn about menstrual cycle in detail, and in that you will learn that how endometrium is playing its role in that cycle. So endometrium, another 1-mark question. function of endometrium is it undergoes cyclical changes during menstrual cycle. And this is the layer where the fetus is implanted. The blastocysts come and get implanted in endometrium only. So the innermost glandular layer, which lines the uterine cavity and which undergoes the cyclical changes during menstrual cycle, is endometrium. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's go further. External genitalia. In case of human females, the external genitalia includes mons pubis. This mons pubis is a cushion of fatty tissues which is covered by skin and pubic hair. Mons pubis is the cushion of fatty tissues which is covered by skin and pubic hair. The second external genitalia part is labia majora. Now this labia majora is the fleshy folds of tissues which extends down from the mons pubis and surround the vaginal opening. Labia majora, these are the fleshy folds of tissue which extend down the mons pubis and surround the vaginal opening. The third part is labia minora. These are the paired folds of tissue under the labia majora. That means labia majora is the outermost part and inside it is the labia minora under the labia majora. Then there is another part which is called hymen. This is a membranous structure which partially cover the opening of the vagina. The opening of the vagina is partially covered by a membranous structure called hymen. Now it is believed that this hymen is torn during the first coitus, that is the first sexual intercourse, this hymen is torn. But the fact is that this hymen can be torn by vigorous physical activities even before the sexual intercourse. That can be horse riding, that can be long jumping, that can any sort of vigorous physical activity can get this hymen torn. So this hymen, presence or absence of this hymen has got nothing to do with the, it has got nothing to do with the virginity of the lady. Previously, it was thought that if hymen is present, that means the lady is virgin. And if the hymen is not present or it is torn, the lady is not virgin. Virgin means she has not undergone any sexual intercourse activity. But it has been found that this hymen can be torn by any kind of physical vigorous activity, maybe cycling, swimming, jumping, horse riding, or any sort of physical vigorous activity. So this has got no link with the virginity. Another part is clitoris. This clitoris is a tiny finger-like structure which lies in the upper junction of the two labia minora. Two labia minora are present, and in their junction at the upper side, you will find a tiny finger-like structure which is called clitoris. This is just above the urethral opening. So this is about the anatomy of the female reproductive system. Now let me show you the diagrams. Okay, let's start from ovary. So these are the ovaries. Two ovaries. Now this part is the fimbriae. This is what finger-like projections. Fimbriae. After fimbriae is infundibulum. And this portion is ampulla. And this is isthmus. So the three portion in fallopian tube, in this diagram it is not mentioned. I will show you another diagram where three parts are also mentioned. So these are the three parts: fimbriae, infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. And then this is the uterus. This is the uterine cavity. And this uterine cavity is surrounded by three layers: endometrium, myometrium, and external is perimetrium. So this external layer is perimetrium, middle thick layer is myometrium, and this inner again glandular layer is endometrium. Now this uterus will go join the vagina. This is vagina, and this between uterus and vagina there is cervix. This is cervix, and the lumen, the cavity of the cervix is called cervical canal. And this cervical canal with the vaginal opening is called birth canal. So this whole portion is called birth canal. Clear? Okay, let's move to the second diagram. Now see this diagram. The same ovaries are there. These are the ovaries. These are the ligaments. Ligaments by which this is attached. Then this is finger-like projections, fimbriae. Infundibulum, this wider part is ampulla, and then it's isthmus. This is uterine cavity. This is inner lining, endometrium. This is outer middle thick layer, myometrium, and perimetrium. Then through this cervix, this is vagina. Clear? This is also more or less the same diagram: vagina, cervix, ovary. This is the uterus and fallopian tubes. Okay. Yes, now see, we will start from ovary. So this is ovary. These are finger-like projections. These finger-like projections are called fimbriae, then infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus, and this is uterus. Now this uterus has got cervix, and this cervix has got, this is the cervical canal, and then it will come to the vagina. It will join the vagina. This is vagina. And this is the opening of the vagina. which is partially covered by this membrane, which is called hymen. Now then, this is the labia minora, pair of labia minora. Outer is labia majora. Inside labia majora, you will find labia minora. This is the finger-like projection, clitoris. This is the urinary bladder, and from urinary bladder, the urethra will come. Now see, the opening of the vagina is different from the opening of the urethra. In case of male, the opening was same, and the release of sperms as well as the urine used to take place from same opening. But in case of females, the opening for urine is different. This is urethra and this is vagina. So they are different. And this is rectum, the last part of this large intestine, and this is anus. This is anus, this is rectum. Clear? This is this is the labia majora, the outermost fold. These are all skin folds. This is labia majora. Inside labia majora, you will find pair of labia minora. This is labia minora. And then you will find inside it, you will find this opening. This opening is urethral and vaginal opening. Two openings are present here. This is clitoris. This is clitoris. And this vaginal opening is partially covered by membranous structure, which is hymen. And this is anus. Anus is opening of rectum. This is anus. So I think the structure is clear now. The anatomy of the female reproductive system. It consists of pair of ovaries, pair of oviducts, uterus, then cervix, then vagina, and then the external genitalia. So pair of oviducts, ovaries are the primary sex organ. And then the pair of oviducts, uterus, cervix, and vagina, these are the ducts. The external genitalia is consisting of minor labia, labia majora, hymen, clitoris. These are the parts of external genitalia. These are the accessory ducts: oviducts, uterus, and vagina. Clear? So this was all about the anatomy of the female reproductive system.